Honestly, just knowing the players and knowing Thunder Awaken, this feels like it's probably going to be a Michael Murana and an Alone Tusk. If I had to just, throw something out in the dark, that'd probably be my guess if I had a gun to my head. And then coming into the final phase here, of course, you still need an offlaner here, but now it does change up that dynamic a little bit. And of course, flexibility remains. We have to see what 5RAT actually decide to ban out versus Thunder Awaken, but they're a hard book to read. This is certainly an order of heroes. I feel like if they were picked in a different order, maybe that would look a little bit more apparent as to what they're actually going for. In Lifestealer, interesting choice, especially because, okay, that makes the Mirana maybe feel a little bit worse as a 4 position, but is still probably just fine. And of course, if this is going to be a core Tusk, well, I don't know how many carry players would want to play Lifestealer into core Tusk just because you
Right.
know that the Ags is eventually going to be there. So an interesting selection for sure, but I feel like just a solid pick for DNM, just hoping that it will be enough and a little bit of save for yourself. Let's say if they pick up a more fragile hero, the Lifestealer can just go in, get the bomb going. I feel like we might need a Leshrac ban coming out here from Thunder Awaken, just because it feels like 5RAT need one more big kit score to actually go in and feel like he has a big impact. Because other than that, I really don't know what we're looking for. Because Lifestealer, he's never the star of the party. He is always the one making somebody else look better, and that's got to be Kits' hero. It just has to be a monster. I can't think of anything else, though.
Which brings me to the kind of weird point: the Lifestealer in phase two, right? Normally, we see it in the final phase, either as the last
Mm-hmm.
overall pick or just your team's final selection for that exact reason. It's not really the showstopper in and of itself. It's there to kind of protect other aspects of the lineup. So to take it here is a little bit interesting from the 5RAT side. I wonder what it is they have planned. Gotta wonder if, as you say, Thunder Awaken, maybe look at that kit's hero pool. They've already done a pretty decent job, right? You take a look at their last 3 bans, Bat, Storm, Ember, all being removed from the pool, so maybe they didn't see the Lifestealer coming, ET, but they certainly know what's up here in terms of what the mid matchup might look.
Yeah, and well, let's say one of Thunder Awaken's reactions to this Lifestealer is to say, okay, let's switch things up a little bit. A, you're Tusk, something that A is absolutely comfortable with because A loves melee fives. Okay, Gyrocopter, you're still going to be our carry. Let's make it a Dawnbreaker Mirana lane. And Dawnbreaker, one of the best heroes to just not only trade, but also harass and be very obnoxious for the Lifestealer to deal with. And then your Mirana is just going to be a right-click bot. And then how does Lifestealer walk up to that lane? It just feels like Thunder Awaken have options now that they can really decide to shift things around. And, well, there's not going to be much more guessing here from us because Thunder Awaken do have to solidify things. But I don't know. In addition to that, pairing it with the CM is a kill 5. You want to actually go for a lot of those early skirmishes and battles, and Lifestealer A-clicking, who needs 3 or 4 levels before he's really able to do much to help you out. I don't know. Definitely one of the moves that I don't like from 5RAT, and I think I can pretty easily explain why.
Yeah. It is an interesting final ban there from 5RAT. They ban away the Beastmaster, so a lot of the times the teams will kind of take the CM pick as maybe enough to dissuade that choice. 5RAT deciding maybe it's not enough of a disincentive, so you simply remove it. Thunder Awaken now. Come in with the Nature's Prophet pick. That is something that we have not seen in a good bit of time here. I think that's the first Nature's Prophet in Pro Series 13. I don't have the stats in front of me, so it's probably been picked before, and now I'm going to look like an idiot, but what else is new, ET? The point remains, Nature's Prophet in play here still doesn't actually give away any of these positions.
Yeah, because that could be a lone hero. That Tusk could be a lone hero. You could be running the Tusk as a 4. You could be running the Mirana as a 4. They do pick Kunkka, and I want to see this Kunkka chase this Nature's Prophet around the entire map. And the only thing we know is that this is going to be a carry Gyrocopter here. But now Thunder Awaken, well, I'm just going to sit and look at you guys slotting your heroes because they're going to be, yeah, they're thinking too because there is a lot to consider here. And I think, honestly, with the Kunkka getting selected up here, you probably want to make it a Tusk mid and then switch things around. And yeah,
Yep.
that's what they're going to do. So they go for that. it makes their off lane a little bit more peculiar versus the lifestealer, just because you don't have anybody to actually stand in front of your ranged heroes to make those trades a little bit easier. But in a way, you have treants to make that happen. So I'm sure it's going to be a very annoying lane for DNM to deal with. But again, that's where Kits, you're the Kunkka, but I want to see him chase around Illich, because I think if 5RAT can secure that Kunkka lane versus the NP, then they're going to be pretty happy with their start. Not to mention, they might already be looking to move things around because they're going to be looking to dodge the Enigma Gyro lane. So really,
Mhm.
I think musical lanes might be on deck here, because there are quite a few counter picks in this draft.
Yeah, it's gonna be some interesting situations here, and in terms of who actually ends up where, because I guess realistically speaking, they don't have to. They could just play this straight, but then you're not exactly getting the most efficient sort of laning stages from either side. So we'll have to see just how much emphasis they put on that one here. But looking at the lineups, AT, what's been put together here? Which one of these two are you sort of liking more at the moment? Because I'm kind of having a hard time separating them.
Well, Excel's got the drip, so I don't know.
That's a
That
cool
Dawnbreaker
set.
set's so good. It's such a good set, and she's got like a different stance or something. I don't know. I like it a lot. A part of me wants to give Thunder Awaken the little bit of a leg up here, but I think a large part of that also comes from me not liking the Lifestealer pick all too much here, no matter the situation it gets put in. But don't want to be a hater. We'll have to see. Honestly, I think this is a 50-50 draft just because both teams are doing something so different from each other. You really can't give anybody an advantage here. It's all going to come down to play.
You know what? I think I figured it out. I was looking at this Dawnbreaker set, trying to figure out exactly why I like it. It's got some Warhammer vibes going to it, and I know that sounds weird because there was an actual like
Official,
Warhammer,
yeah.
yeah, but those, whatever. That looks, this looks closer to Warhammer, maybe closer to 40k than anything that was in that treasure chest. But I'm always down for the 40k aesthetic. I'm here for it. But Moose, yeah, that's no, you're not here for that. That's not fun. That is 5 heroes. Oops.
Oops, indeed. But, what can you do there? And funnily enough, I do like this though from Moose. He hasn't scaled up anything. I really do think he is going to need that Avalanche level 1, and we'll see,
Mm,
because I hope the greed doesn't get the better of him, because that's a lane that can get real rough real quickly. And already, Lifestealer was walking top. Right now, Kits is kind of hovering. The Enigma is looking to hide himself in that bottom corner of the map, and well, Moose, he
heck.
skills up the tree throw and scouts out all these heroes walking in between his towers. Like, what's happening?
Huh. Arrow? Ah, hits Moose on the back line. Excel's maybe going to give him a smack or two. No, he's not. He's just going to walk away. So that was an interesting maneuver, getting in between the tier 1 and the tier 2. Not much comes of it, but if you're Thunder Awaken, you still got First Blood, and you snagged an extra bounty, so they get 3 of the 4, and not a bad start for them. We'll see. Well, we'll see what these lanes look like, I suppose, right? Because we do have quite a few questions about exactly how this all goes down.
Until then, though, it's really just gonna be kind of a chill fest here, because it's up to really the teams to react here. And of course, as we always say, though, the team with the Nature's Prophet who wants to go for those lane swaps, well, eventually he wins. Just needs to get level 2.
It's only a matter of time. Having extra TP is really not something you can just kind of outplay on the 5-rat side. If you're playing musical lanes against a Nature's Prophet, you lose. It's just, it's when, not if. For now, though, Moose, okay. We did have some questions about the tree throw being taken at level 1, but able to use it to really maximum effect damage-wise here on Michael. And Michael, is he baiting this? If he had the arrow connection, maybe he turns that around, but not willing to just free fire it.
Yeah, and of course, tree throw, really great ability, but I think if he was versus the Dawn, then maybe he'd be kicking himself a little bit. But Michael got the D word there. Is he actually going to be able to farm his large camp here? And we'll see if it ends up just being that farm war. But in front of us, we've got a pretty interesting game. There's going to be a lot of low heroes pretty much the entire early laning stage, a lot of early trades. Everybody has summons. Everybody has a lot of easy ways to harass each other. It's just going to be a matter of who presses the issue harder.
And right now, well, nobody's pushing the issue just yet. We're waiting on some levels before we maybe get into more than poking and prodding, as Tiny continues to just kind of throw the tree in there, get the occasional bit of damage. Over on the other side of the map, it's a pretty similar situation. Excel has thrown out the hammer once or twice. He is going to go in for a little bit more now, because they hit level 2, they've got the combo, they've got the missile, and yeah. DNM may be hard to bring down, but the Crystal Maiden is very much not.
Yeah, level 2 Dawnbreaker. Lovely, lovely hero. Very annoying, very strong. He's got the mangoes to fuel himself up too, so he's going to be pretty happy with that.
Well, let's check in on the mid lane for just a second here. As of right now, there's not a whole lot to talk about. They're pretty damn even on the last hit count. Kits is maybe slightly ahead of him, but not much of an advantage, and I don't really see it changing anytime soon. Might just come down to which of these two heroes maybe gets their levels first and makes that rotation.
Yeah, and of course, the lone, it's the nice part of Tusk. You just have 2 nukes. You can play for a lot of these last hits, and is actually going to rotate over to steal the bounty rune, it looks like, but is just playing very nicely, very tight, not really letting the waves get too far ahead of him. But again, AB1, oh, the envenomed weapon, is it enough of a slow?
Oh, thought for a moment Illich was in trouble in the bottom lane. He did drop low, but he's able to survive. But yeah, Excel, well, he's the one to get the kill. Crystal Maiden bullied again, really. I mean, it's 2 deaths now for the CM in the first couple of minutes, so this is not going to get much better for him. The Dawnbreaker is still going to have that same sort of initiation really over and over again.
Yeah. And I think going forward, maybe gets a little bit scarier, but still should be pretty fine there. Just giving a lot of XP over to DNM, and DNM's not the one being pressured up by the mana, so doesn't feel too bad about it. But AB1's actually just, I think, straight up jungling right now, which is kind of pathetic, but...
Really? Okay. It's kind of an odd decision, but... Can the Lifestealer hold in the lane by himself? He hasn't put a point up into the raid yet, but he is holding a skill point, so... I don't know, maybe he won't do it fantastically, but I suppose he should be okay-ish. Have not seen this in quite some time, though, ET. The support just saying, alright, cool, see ya. You have a fun lane, I'm off.
Yeah, and, well, DNM's not felt it yet. I think they're also wondering, like, where's the CM? He's not doing anything. A even goes and makes sure that there's not a ward or a block there, and DNM's going to start to feel the pressure now, and yeah, with the rage already committed and 2 points up in the rocket barrage, I think this is going to be a dead boy here.
Well, the important thing is that the Crystal Maiden is farming. I mean, you sacrifice your Lifestealer, but at least the core got away and continues to farm. I genuinely don't know what this is for, though. Like, what item can AB1 be looking for this early that makes this move make more sense?
He's gotten fairly lucky as well. He got 3 centaurs, I think, in his camps, so stuff he can actually farm, which is nice. And DNM, well, he TP'd back top, so they know that he's stuck up here, and well, brother, you scanned them out. The problem is they don't care if they know you're up here. They've got a cart, they've got an H's Prophet, and you are showing, and the Tusk is coming. Well,
Walrus Punch is there. DNM is in trouble. Moose, that's a nice defensive play, but they've still got the missile on him. They're going to track through the tree lines. AB1 TP's back in, but I'm not sure if it's going to be enough.
This is way too...
I'm having trouble understanding what it is that I am seeing. This is, what, like 8 heroes now in the top lane, and... Wait, Kits has a DD rune that he's not really going to get to use here.
Yeah, it's just 1 point, level 6 Kunkka 6 minutes into the game, just not really able to connect or do anything unless other heroes are setting up for you, and that was 3 TPs that had to be reacted to there from 5RAT. And I think, of course, got a little bit of damage there with speed onto the really nothing onto the maybe large camp. Speed just farming too. This is a weird one. This is not your bog standard game of Dota. There is quite a few rotations and choices being made very early on that I don't think are helping 5RAT out very much here. But Thunder Awaken are pleased.
Meanwhile, Excel says, I will buy smoke. By smoke, I mean literally all of the smokes. He just bought 3 and he's having them all brought out to him. So, gonna be holding on to those for a little bit, presumably. But yeah, at this point, if you're 5RAT, I mean, how do they sort of get themselves back into a groove here? They are trying for Excel in that top lane, and they will get him. The problem is it comes at a cost. Elsewhere on the map, Speed got caught out and able to take him down. So even when you finally get that first kill on the board, you still lose a core elsewhere on the map.
Yeah, and it is kind of funny because Alone ends up, of course, leaving mid, leaving DNM off to his own devices, and gets a little bit of farm there, but also Tusk has just been successful so far. And then Excel TP's mid, gives Alone his bottle, see if he gets another bottle refill here, and will be a regen top. Very nice for the Tusk.
Some very nice RNG for him. This is a little less nice. Illich sticks around a little bit too long in the bottom lane. The reinforcements finally come in from 5RAT. 3 heroes in there and are able to get themselves the kill, and at least you have that going for you, right? It's been a very weird start, but Kits is still farmed pretty damn well, and you're not really all that far behind, although AB1 is now going to get hunted down here. Yeah. Alone punches him out of the map. Find the kill. Now they TP the Nature's Prophet top, and they're going to start taking some objectives.
They scout out the Giga stack as well.
Oh.
They would love this large camp, and Excel is going to certainly try. He's definitely not the best here. I think an Ice Shard's about to come through, or, even better. And I don't know if they're strong enough to take the Ancients, but they'll definitely be able to take this large camp and then get away pretty much scotch-free.
Well, they're going to try... Oh, my goodness. They're going to try to defend. AB1... Okay, Wrath of Nature flew in there, so a little bit of extra damage on top. That's why he goes down so quickly. But now the fight is breaking out. They went for the Ghost Ship, tried to take down Smiling Knight, and I believe they're going to get him. Yes, they will, but now how do they get away? Moose has the Infest on him, so the bonus health is there, but they're going to trap him up inside of both the Sprout and the Shards. The Moose will go down, but that did buy DNM time to get a little bit more health, but he doesn't have his Rage back up. So Excel steps in, takes the charge to sort of borrow a basketball term there. He knew he was going to die, but he keeps DNM in place, and, okay, that should be enough to get the kill. That is a solo black hole, but Alone's worth a lot of gold. They'll take it, I guess, but felt like a sort of last-ditch effort to sort of turn that fight their way, but at least they find another kill, and according to the team fight recap, at least, they come out ahead on golden experience.
Yeah, and there's wild stuff, because during that entire time, half the lineup's worried about the stacks, the other half is worried about stopping them from taking the stacks. The ancient creeps are just wondering why we're dying. It's just a travesty, really, a massacre, and at the end of the day, I don't know. What a weird game. Nobody's happy. Nobody's, like, exceptionally farmed either. What a funny start as well, because everybody was farmed in the first 5 minutes of this game. Everyone had what felt like pretty much perfect CS. And then the weird things started going on, and now, well, Kits showed mid. Well, got Dawnbreakered.
Yep. Lone keeps him locked down. Michael comes in to help. I believe they just got eyes on Moose. Yeah, they did. Missile. Making its way over to him. They don't really have a play there. Michael tried the arrow, but he doesn't connect. But over in the middle lane, Crystal Maiden has been spotted. AB1. Death number 5 in 11 minutes. I mean, on the one hand, I don't know. You do kind of feel bad for him just getting bullied around all that time, but he has also still been farming. He was able to take some camps, so even with the deaths, he probably has more gold now than he normally would.
Yeah, no, he's just having fun. He's just doing his own thing right now, and then not really successfully getting onto these towers either. I think a lot of these tier 1s are just surviving a little bit too long here, and it's making the map feel a little bit uncomfortable, while Thunder Awaken just continue to roll over you and then really open up these pathways. just makes their entire game that much easier to play. Even though right now, everybody's just farming, and there is a very scary smoke squad right now that you'd have to react to. Instead, Michael's just going to stack. But Illich, you might be the one that just died of the flow.
Yep. Full combo set up onto him. Alone, though, comes in with the snowball. That's going to buy some time, and it actually might just keep Illich alive. He turns around. He's going to drop the... I'll drop the roots down onto Moose. They'll find him with the Wrath of Nature, and... This is starting to get a little bit concerning. Kits is in some trouble. Michael, meanwhile, ran down AB1. They will chase him to the ends of the earth, it would seem, but there's a TP coming in. DNM will arrive. He actually eats the arrow, though. That honestly might have just kept both of them alive, actually. If Kits gets hit by that arrow, he's dead, so... Not as bad as it could have been, although I say that. Speed might be in some trouble. He's trying to turn for a kill onto Michael, and he did manage to get it, but now they want more. Moose respawning, getting back in, hits Alone with the Ava. Not able to get the toss, though. Believe Alone is just going to walk away at this point.
Just chaos. Just chaos after chaos after chaos. Nobody wants to farm in this game. Everybody just wants to make those fights happen and then hope that you're the last one standing, because really, the only one I feel like who's been trying to farm has been Illich, who has just been forced to TP around so consistently. At least he's got his drums, and it's actually sitting on like 1,600 gold after that fight somehow, just because it survived so darn long. And look at that torrent. Barely off the mark. But I think finally for 5RAT, it's time to get this tier 1 top. It's time to close off that map just a little bit more here. It's not like you got a tier 1 mid to defend here, even though Speed, looking over at him, he's got a Wraith Pact. So 5RAT have hit their little item timing.
Okay, yeah. Does have it, of course. Oh, they don't commit fully for the push top. DNM is going to get it, and I guess he can just take it himself, yeah. No. The rest of the lineup rotated mid instead, just try to put a stop to that push, and... Well, I think they've bought themselves maybe a bit of a reprieve for now, but the way that they're eyeing up Alone... Well, they wanted to try and wrap around onto him, but... Not going to be that simple.
Instead, they just kind of work around. Yeah, Moose has to TP bottom, get the treants out of here. Doesn't really care that he's going to feed all these treants in the creep wave, because, well, it's just par for the course at this stage of the game. But also looking at Moose, Moose is so far away from his blink dagger. This is not your pretty timing that you'd hope to have at every game on Tiny. He's just been forced to run around and do, I think, way too much, so there's not been that pause for him to get a lane to himself. And when there has, well, a Treant or a Dawnbreaker or a Tusk is already setting up to try and kill him, so hasn't been pretty so far. But now, the Invis, looking for speed, top. All I have to worry about is not getting the arrow blocked by Eidolons here, and I think speed just barely showed too much.
Well, having Excel come in certainly sort of helps out the process, as they will be able to find the kill. While that goes down, Illich is making another attempt on the tower. However, with Kits coming in, he may end up paying for this one. The X is onto him. The Ghost Ship is coming in. He tried with the Sprout. Not a bad attempt, but it won't be it won't be enough, as he just kind of, well, dances until they kill him. So Kits finds the kill. Big play here for the Kunkka. That should give him enough to finish off his BKB, but it is coming at a cost. They lost speed already. Now... Never mind. I was going to say they might be losing something top, but they're actually the ones getting turned on, as Excel should die here. Yeah. Excel goes down. They were able to get the rest of the lineup away, though, with the TP, so Ona is just fine. And I think you're relatively okay with that sacrifice. You picked off speed. You got some pressure on the tier 2 tower. Losing 2 heroes is unfortunate, but they still have a pretty sizable amount of control over the map.
Yeah, they're still pretty satisfied with their position. They don't really mind anything too much. Oh.
Lucky!
Ah.
Oh. Okay.
Darn you, Kits. We thought you were playing. We thought you were here.
It's a bit of a weird one, but okay. There we go. This time for real. Kits is here. We're all good. But, yeah. Get back into the action. Items getting picked up. That aforementioned BKB for Kits is completed. Alone now has a Blink Dagger, so The Tusk had already been pretty damn active. 4, 1, and 8 in terms of the stat line. Now with the Blink, he's going to be even more capable. Of course, Blink doesn't do much to increase his damage output, so that could be a point where he sort of stalls out, depending on what the next item pickup is, but at this point, ET, it feels like Thunder Awaken have enough damage as a unit to make up for that, so long as they're actually pushing together.
Yeah, and Alone, we're in the bottom lane, moves. This is a very long kill if Alone would try to go for it, but with the Arcane Rune, has a lot more nukes to actually output there, and I think this is just a dead Tiny. Poor guy.
Michael's in there to help. Arrow connection. Very nice for a little bit of extra damage. They'll immediately smoke up after this, though. It's just a two-man smoke, but where can they go? Speed is mid.
Oh, and speed.
Location, not a statement about, but they're going to make the jump in. They've got the snowball. They've got not a lot of follow-up afterwards, but I love the spacing at that point. They know the black hole was still a threat, so they were able to avoid it. Now DNM is in some trouble. There's going to be Excel coming in with Solar Guardian. DNM not stunned by it, but now the snowball is going to connect. AB1 gets taken down. Kits, the escape vehicle for that lifestealer, as they were able to get him away. But at this point, this fight is just not really looking great for them. And Alone, I don't really think he wants to try again, but he's kind of hanging out nearby just so the lifestealer didn't feel 100% safe. But now that the fight is definitively over, ET, they're going to make their way over to the pit.
I still can't believe at the beginning of all that, you just said speed is mid. That might be the funniest thing you've ever said. That was so, I don't know. That's a statement right there. I don't know. They're team fighting.
Snowball in onto Moose. Never mind, Alone says, let's not do this, because Speed still has Black Hole, and he's going to try to put it to use here. Or maybe he's not holding his fire for now. Knight does have the Aegis in hand, so you don't really want to go onto him. The problem is, if you don't go in, yeah, you didn't leave either. And they're just going to get caught. DNM's the one taken down. That arrow will fly, doesn't connect, but Moose has to change the direction, which means Illich able to get on top of him. TP's in. Now they throw down the trees. Moose in some trouble. And Alone blinks in to finish the job, but now Speed's able to get off his black hole. They're going to throw the boat out there as well. Alone in some trouble. Can he get off a snowball? Yes, he can. He's still alive for now. Kit's going to try to pull him back, but since he's stunned, he couldn't actually do the last bit of damage. Smiling Knight, meanwhile, just holding his ground. Even if they kill him, he's got the Aegis. And they're not actually going to get him down. Hits is the one who gets caught instead, as Alone blinks back into the fight. Good old sort of remember me moment as he jumps in, gets the walrus punch, and Kits is the one to fall. And ET at this point, it's getting real late, real early on the 5RAT side. 23-8, no significant kills. No kills at all, actually, on the opposing team. We're only 19 minutes in, but it already feels like their options are limited.
Yeah, they're just struggling. They need that Blink Dagger on the Moose before he can actually start to play Dota. It feels like at this stage, it's where unfortunately, the Enigma's also probably going to need an item like the BKB before he can really show up to anything, even though right now it feels like panically he's trying to get a mech right now, maybe go for a Crimson Guard, just unable to really shut down or do anything to this Nature's Prophet and this Gyrocopter. They're just falling to the damage right now. And with the way that Smiling Knight's been playing, and yeah, find another AB1 in the trees here, and maybe not even the Knight. That's just a product of the game. I think Alone just kind of balling out of control and really causing so much chaos onto the map. And when Alone's on a good hero and not Pudge, it really does look that easy.
Shots fired, damn.
His Pudge looked great too, but I just feel like this is just so much easier for him to just constantly cause this chaos. And they see him top. BKB got forced out of the NP, but he's aggressing, and they know that the Tiny's just kind of sitting there. Okay, the creep's on the run. He's going to pop out. He's got to be so careful with his TP here. With the punch, he's looking for it. There's the vision. Okay, arrow. The Sprout made it a lot closer than it needed to be, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, Okay, well, it works out. They get the kill on DNM. That's the important bit. AB1 goes down as well, just casually for reasons that we don't really even need to get into. He just dies periodically. But
he just walked up. He walked up the high ground. He walked into a gyrocopter. Well, Sucks
Just
that
feels like
yeah.
if it's been 45 seconds, AB1's probably dead. Oh, speed? Yeah, there's really no play here. He has no black hole. He's just been caught out, pushing out the wave. The Eidolons, they're doing a little bit of damage to Illich, but he's going to be just fine. Walks away. They find themselves another pickoff. They're putting pressure onto the tier 2 tower mid. They don't actually have really any armor reduction there. So, I'm not sure if he ever even had any sort of orb or anything like that, but they take the tower anyway. They're taking control of the map. That is a Deso picked up by Illich, so the damage output on the Prophet takes a sizable step forward, and on the 5RAT side, what counterplay is there? A BKB is being worked on by DNM, but still 1,400 gold away. Hits wants an AC, but he's only about halfway there, although he is trying to set up on a Smiling Knight. Of course, if they find this kill, it is only the Aegis that they're burning through, or they set up to kill him a second time.
Black hole, look for it, but that's where Speed.
The snowball's already on him. Speed knows he can't do it. Well, okay, he had to try, but it's not going to work. Smiling Knight, though, does still go down, so in a roundabout way, the black hole kind of does its job. But now look at that arrow onto Kits. That forces the Infest just to get him the bonus health, but it's not going to be enough. And now DNM is on the run, trying desperately to get back into his own base. It looks like he will do so. Yeah, he is going to be able to make it away. Alone is trying to keep chasing here, but I think Moose is really the only person he's going to be able to get, but he will get the kill.
Yeah, this is a monster performance. Alone's just balling out of control. He's just a freak with it. And now, well, sure, maybe your gyro is dead. You know, your gyro who just casually decided to buy a full BKB in the well because, you know, who cares, as Alone just dives, punches forward. He's going to get walked out of the base here, but God, this Tusk is just way too effective. It's just done way too much. Gyro's even going to scout a DD out in the river. Probably going to even give that to Alone just because it doesn't really matter. And while 5RAT are still struggling for those item timings, well, you got a BKB on Gyrocopter. I don't even want to think about what Illich is going for. You got almost a full Ags on the Tusk, and you have a full Ags on the Excel. Just a few moments here. I mean, I'm not seeing the light at the end of the tunnel here for 5RAT fans.
Yeah, it feels like a situation kind of like what we saw in the previous game. A mistake has to be made for there to be hope. At DNM, no. Well, a mistake was made, just not the side that we were saying sort of needed to be the one making it. As DNM is now down for 40. He does not have buyback. He's only 80 gold short of it, but where are they going to get 80 gold from in the next couple of seconds? Because Thunder Awaken are pushing the high ground. Illich going to work with that Desolator once again. Tier 3 tower very quickly taken down, but look at the play from Alone. The man just doesn't give a damn. He knows what's anybody going to do about it. Pushes in, finds the kill. Kits is now in trouble as well, trapped in the Sprout. He does have buyback, but at this point he just used Ghost Ship, so I don't really know if the buyback would be that helpful. It would just be another body to throw in, but 5RAT aren't really in a position to even do that. They don't have the manpower right now.
Yep. No buyback, no components of his AC, no armor, no BKB. I mean, DNM even, you know, he's afraid to leave the base, as he should be. They're trying to get the Tusk in there. And okay, Alone's dead. Oh, he's trying not to die.
And now look at Excel with the Ags trying to maneuver out of the fountain there with his ult. He might? No, he's not making it out. Never mind. So.
Okay, this is where they turned it all around.
Perhaps we have gone a bit too far on the Thunder Awaken side. Moose is now going to push in. They're looking for the Mirana. Avalanche into Toss. Into nothing else because the rest of the lineup were, I guess, clearing out the creep wave there. Nobody really followed up.
Yeah, and of course, during that entire time, mid-racks were taken. Smiling Knight's got a full Daedalus. You know, he really hasn't fallen off at all. Illich is also just farming, doing whatever he needs to do. And the sad thing about those early death timers is, well, that was just it. Now, if you kill the Tusk, he's going to be dead for a while, but he's going to respawn, get the Tome, be almost at level 18, and this is a fantastic smoke room move from 5RAT. Great warding as well. This is where they need to go early, and they've got him, but BKB And then AB1 might be going down.
Well, the call down is a little bit off the mark here. It's only going to hit AB1. But now they're chasing. Alone's in. They're going to get onto Speed. They kick him back. He is not going to be able to get off a good black hole. He tries for it anyway, but he's stunned up immediately. Speed will fall, and now Kits is the target. Chasing onto him. BKB already used. Trapped now by the Sprout and the Shards. All right, guys. That's a little... That just feels a little mean, but they will clean it up. DNM caught in the tree line. He will fall immediate. And I mean immediate TP top from Illich. The absolute millisecond that DNM is confirmed dead. He is in the base. And the Megas have been acquired.
Wow.
Oh no, AB1.
AB1 dies. Moose is now the only man alive. Tier 4s are falling.
Oh, it hurts.
Ooh. Another death for Alone, but at this point they're taking a victory lap. The Treants alone could probably finish off the Ancient, and there it is. Thunder Awaken stumble and fall in Game 1, a game that they probably wish that they could have had back. However, they come back. They come into Game 2, they're a little bit pissed, maybe both at themselves and their opponents, and they put together probably the most dominant showing that we saw today.
Yeah, and Alone's a scary guy.
Yeah.
I don't want to get on that guy's bad side. That was something else. But even the other aspects of their draft, and of course, you know, it's great to see for Thunder Awaken already adapting and just having full faith in their players that, you know, some of the atypical strats that Michael and A bring to the table are just immediately accepted. It's honestly great to see. And I think 5RAT got a little bit of a wake-up call here that Game 1, you know, maybe they didn't really have a mid laner that was going to do things. Maybe they didn't really have too much going for them. And we got a little bit lucky on our initiations. And then Game 2, just very different. Just very scared posture, very scared plays in the lanes. And even though effectively they got what they wanted out of their laning setups, just didn't do much with it. And then I think, unfortunately, the Tusk just kind of came out as the hero to just be the MVP and just win the game, even though the other two cores doing exactly what they need to do. The Nature's Prophet, I mean, killing all the tier 1s, or at least most of the tier 1s by the 15-minute mark, putting constant pressure around onto the map, honestly forcing Speed to respond to lanes and then overextend himself, so that way Alone can just, you know, check this box. So I gotta go bottom lane in 30 seconds, go get a kill there, I'm back to mid, you know. It's just a schedule, then a pace that Thunder Awaken simply never let up, and 5RAT really couldn't do anything to stop them either.
Just getting outplayed really from the very outset, and as you said before, Alone, very scary player. If you ever wanted the sort of case in point, the thing that proves, you know, Thunder Awaken, they're building around this one really young kid, you know, why is that? Why is Alone, you know, worth building a whole roster around? Games like this are the reason why. You throw him on a hero that not every mid laner is willing to sort of pick up, right? Especially, I think, in the North and South American regions, the mid Tusk was, for a long time, really kind of just Gunner's calling card, and everyone else was kind of shying away from it, but more people are picking it up. Alone obviously showing a lot of the strength of that hero, especially in this matchup, and Thunder Awaken obviously wish that they could have held on in Game 1 to get a clean 2-0 ET, but salvaging 1 point and kind of showing out here with this victory is still going to instill confidence in the new lineup.
Yeah, for sure. It definitely felt like in Game 1 there were maybe some growing pains there, and of course, you know, they must be scrimming, they must be playing, you know, their hearts out just to solidify things, but a real game is very different than a scrim, and of course, you know, we're in the sea of best of twos. It's going to be a while. They're going to get a lot more practice before those playoff stages come through, but absolutely love what Thunder Awaken are putting out there.
Mm-hmm. And with that final series done for the day, we are going to swap on over here to the other screen. We got the standings up for you. Obviously, it's day 1, so nothing too crazy to look at here, but see up at the top there, that is Infinity with the perfect 4-0 record, so very clearly the top squad after day 1. Then we got a slew of squads with the 1-1 splits. Cringe Crew, Wildcard, 5RAT, Thunder Awaken, all salvaging 1 point for themselves, and then we got Dog Champ and Infamous there at the bottom with the O2s, and Hokori obviously the only team who did not play today. We will be seeing them tomorrow. Yes, twice tomorrow. In fact, wanted to confirm that. So they play 2 series tomorrow afternoon. So if you were waiting on Hikori, have to wait much longer.
Nice. Good stuff. Good stuff. Because really, this is a tournament with so many fantastic SA teams that you got to take a look at. Of course, nothing to scoff at NA boys, but we were missing a lot of the South Americans in our last BTS Pro Series, so it's great to see them back here. And of course, they were off at TI. Can't blame them, but,
Right.
still missed them.
The SEA side of Pro Series got to see Hikori though, which
Yeah,
I
a few of them. Yeah. Yeah.
continue to be a little jealous of. Hikori, one of our really favorite teams for me to watch here, and they did show out in that SEA side of the bracket. I think it was like third or fourth or something like that. I
I
don't
think it was
actually
third.
remember.
Yeah. I think it was third
So
place. And then they didn't get last at TI.
not last, not last, not last.
All that matters. All that
Uh,
matters.
yeah, let's swap it on over here. You don't need to see the standings for that long. Hello again, but yeah, day one of the group stage done and dusted. ET, we got to see a nice bit of Infinity with that 4-0. We got to see the new Thunder Awaken lineup. 5RATFORCESTAFF, the defending champions, come out of phase one and get a 1-1 draw here. Lots of storylines, obviously, that we're going to be keeping an eye on, but what stuck out the most to you on this first day of play?
Well, aside from the Alone Tusk, I feel like the Parker Morphling is something that we're going to need to see banned out just a little bit more. But also, I'm just excited to see all these teams dismantling Broodmothers because it's going to be picked. It's going to be banned a lot. Hopefully, it's banned even more. But when it does get through, I'm just itching in my seat to see those heroes get absolutely dumpstered because I hate Brood. Everybody hates Brood. It's nobody likes me.
Even the brood pickers. In the back of their minds, they're thinking, like, wish I didn't have to do this.
Oh
But
no, they love it. They're vindictive. I've
mm,
talked to them. They are evil at heart.
no person
But
is beyond saving, ET. We can bring them back.
that's true. Whenever Broodmother gets removed next.
Yeah, get rid of Wraith Pack, get rid of Broodmother, all of a sudden we have a much better game. But yeah. Not sure either one of those things are happening. We'll have to wait and see if there ever are patch notes. For now though, we are done with the opening day of the group stage here. There is a hell of a lot more action coming your way though, obviously in the next couple of days, as this was simply the first day of the group stage. So there's going to be another 4 best of 2s coming your way tomorrow afternoon. Matchup wise, we'll just run through them real quick. Like, we got Hikori versus Infinity to start us off. Hikori will then play Cringe Crew after that. Third matchup, we'll have this Thunder Awaken squad taking on Wildcard Gaming, and we'll close out the day with 5RATFORCESTAFF versus Dog Champ. And of course, ET, I kept saying we. I am slightly lying because it is not going to be us. We are going to be passing the mic off. You are going to have our Cryptic and Neff to handle things for you there. So we will not be seeing you, I believe, until Monday afternoon. So get a little bit of time off here before we dive back into it. So please be nice. Obviously, Ricky and Neff, and that is really it. T, any last words before we sign off for the weekend?
Absolutely not. I'm playing
Nice.
Dota every single night the next 2 days. My schedule has been messed with. I'll see you to Monday. Peace.
Well, thank you all for joining us through this long day of action. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and see you later.